Okay, so the other day, as we do, the dog and I were just out for a cruise. Nothing special, had the quad on the back. If we saw a spot, I would stop and fly. We were just out like exploring and, you know, doing our thing. Riding around the lake when I came across this cool spot. I don't know why. This thing here is just irresistible.
Let us begin.
This here thing. Art. It's art. Art. Hey, Art. What up? Thing. And pulled out my old trusty quad that has never let me down, my skadoosh frame, and I get this. So, mystified, I come home and I start going through the quad, checking every screw, nut, bolt. This is a setup I've been flying for a long time. It's never given me a problem. I cut like a dozen of these frames out of the same batch, out of the same carbon. It's always been rock solid. I haven't crashed it. I don't know what's going on. So I take it back out and I fly it, and everything seems fine. So then I head back out to the spot again and fly it again, and once again I get this. Okay, now I'm completely stumped. I don't know. A little frustrated. So I hang the skadoosh on the wall, and I pull out my Astro Silky that I've been meaning to redo for a while anyway. All it supposedly had was like a bent standoff, but I found a bunch more issues with it. I know. I don't know what happened. I think it's almost ready though. High five. Alright, so I screwed something up. I don't know. I guess I had the battery strap. I had to replace the camera wires where the little plug was coming out of and a bunch of other stuff. I did get it all together and hover tested it and everything was fine, but I guess I put the battery strap across the VTX. When I put it together and it held down the freaking button when I powered it on and kept it held down, and something happened with the VTX, I don't know. Anyway, so I put that back on the wall and I pulled out my Astro Truex, which has always been a solid flyer. All I did was throw some new props on it and take it out, and again, this was the result. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now at this point, I am quite frustrated. This Astro has never let me down. My skadoosh frame has never let me down. What the hell is going on here? Is it because it's so hot outside? What? Ah, then it freaking dawned on me. I had just gotten in a new batch. I don't even remember from which vendor, but I always use the Cyclone 5046s, well, 99% of the time, 90% of the time. And I'd just gotten a whole new batch of these purple props in. And every time I was putting these purple props on, I got jello and vibrations that were absolutely insane. And the times that I didn't, I had used the red props that I had gotten in the previous batch of props. What? Alright, we need to confirm this. Alright, so here we go. Red props from a different batch. First up, the skadoosh. Then we'll try the Astro X. I have a suspicion that this is the problem, but we shall see. Alright, I can already tell in my video feed that I'm 99.9% sure that was the problem, was that batch of purple props. Unfreaking believable. I've been fighting with this for days. But we'll go home and check this footage and make sure there's no jello in it. And we'll fly this one next, because that will definitely confirm it, because that one has never ever had a problem. And I put the purple props on it and I had it full of jello. So if that's the case on two quads, two sets of brand new props that were purple, then two sets of brand new props from a different batch that are now red, Obviously, I got a bad batch of props. Dal, quality control. Get on the fucking game. Well, I don't know. You never know. I bought these in China, so God only knows they could have sat in the back of a fucking rickshaw for a week in the sunshine. Who knows? With a bunch of packages piled on top of them and they all deformed. Very possible. All right, so now we have the Astro with red props. And my new buddy here. What a pang you? What's away? What's away? They don't shake hands in China, so he didn't know what I was doing. Hey, take it easy. Tapushi emotional man. Here's a good girl. Here's a good dog. Okay. Okay. She don't like it when strangers come near me. That's a good dog right there. It's a good girl. Alright, so once again, couldn't tell if the camera was on. Once again, just from the feed in my goggles, I can tell. Again, I'm 99% sure I had bad freaking props. I got a bad batch of props. Unbelievable. I've struggled with this for 3 freaking days now. And it finally dawned on me that the only thing, I didn't crash, what the hell? I checked all the screws, a screw didn't fall out, I tightened everything down. Then it dawned on me the only thing I changed was I got a new bag of props. And I put the purple props on just because I liked the purple color instead of the old red props that I had. So I only had a couple sets of red props left, and I'm OCD and want all the same color props on my quad. Oh my God. Okay, so just to be fair, and in all fairness, and in the name of science and all the other stuff that, yeah, I went through at least 5 sets of these to be sure, and every set, every prop, I had vibrations and jello from hell. I even broke out this old school, I used to use this back in the day, we used to use these back in the day when there was only bi-blades, and the bi-blades sucked so bad we had to balance the props ourselves with little pieces of tape, or you'd sand the blades off or whatever. But anyway, I broke out the old prop balancer and even went through and tried to pick out like the best balanced ones out of all the packages that I had tried, and still no avail. They still sucked. So I don't know, like the blades didn't seem too off. I don't know if maybe the hubs are unbalanced, or maybe a blade is not put on correctly, or the spacing is not correct, or like I said, they could have baked out in the sunshine in the back of some Chinese guy's rickshaw while he was delivering them for several, who knows, but this entire batch of purple props is shit. I mean, I don't even want to put them on my racer because they vibrate so bad, they're going to make the motors hot when I'm freaking jamming the throttle through the gates. So, there we have it. At least we figured it. Only took 3 days to figure that out, but I couldn't... Couldn't for the life of me figure out what was going on because I changed nothing on either one of these quads except for the props. Not a PID, not a screw, not a nothing. Only the props. So there we have it. Glad I got that out of my system. I feel much better now. Whew.